All right, so we are back here with Larry Davis at Daman Products. So Larry,
Ryan,
thanks
welcome.
again.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks for letting us come in. It's
You're very welcome.
we visited with Larry on a podcast. Many of you probably heard that already, but now we're going to see the real thing here at Daman. So let's start, Larry. Just give us an overview of who Daman Products is, the kind of the products you make, and customers that you serve.
Sure. The company was founded in 1976 by my father, and we think around March. We didn't keep real good records.
Okay.
I was hired in June of '76, and we really had neither of us had any manufacturing experience. So it was an interesting process. My dad had worked in hydraulics, had gone through part of an apprenticeship, then went into a drafting organization, and that's where he got introduced to hydraulics, and then went into selling hydraulics as a distributor, and eventually ended up running a power unit shop where he used manifolds.
Okay.
And that's where he saw the need for a supplier who could better provide better quality and delivery, and would actually do what they say they were going to do.
Yeah.
So the company was founded on the premise that we would build custom and standard products. Today, we build manifolds that range in something you can hold in your hand to 4,000 pounds. The industries we serve, the big one would be oil and gas, energy, but we provide manifolds for hydraulic systems on construction equipment, mining equipment, shipbuilding, food applications, robotics, machine tools. What people don't understand is the role that hydraulics plays behind the scene in all of our lives. That's a huge industry.
Give me an example.
The trash truck that picks up your garbage, hydraulics all over it.
Yeah.
Not only in the braking systems and steering systems, but the mechanism that picks the trash up, and dumps it into the bin, and then crushes it.
So we see some Daman products inside
You could very well.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about just your overall kind of company philosophy. What drives Daman?
Well, from the beginning, because of my dad's experiences, it was always follow through, do what you say you're going to do. Product needed to look impeccable, even though that wasn't necessarily a functional necessity, but it was important to make a good impression. At one point, we changed from brown corrugated boxes to white corrugated boxes as shipping containers, just to perpetuate the appearance of quality. And so we've always been driven with that desire to serve our market, but haven't always had the culture or the equipment or processes in place to follow through. So it was 1997 when the concept of lean was introduced to us. And unbeknownst to us was the beginning of developing a culture and those processes that would help us actually fulfill what my dad wanted us to be as a company from the beginning.
So throughout the day, as you know, we're going to talk to a lot of different people, many folks. I don't know what the average time of employment is, but it's like 20 years of many of the folks that we're going to talk to. Yeah. And so one of the questions I'm going to ask again and again is, tell us about, the Daman pre-lean and post-lean, or maybe pre-lean, trying to be lean, and then
lean struggle.
Yeah. So I want to ask you that. So you've been here, gosh, what is it?
I think we're going on 39 years.
39 years. What was it like at Daman when you were in your 20s? I don't know, or well, however old you were when trying to do math in my head.
We won't go there. Okay. Well, it was a lot of trial and error. I had 3 years of business school at Western Michigan in Kalamazoo, and I didn't go back for my senior year, which was 1975-76, and then in '76, Dad started the business. So we did our best. We limped along, and we overcame simply through perseverance and working long hours. As we added people, things seemed to get more complicated and more complex, and we thought it was a top line issue. as soon as we do $1 million in sales, all of our problems will go away.
Yeah.
And then it was $1.5 million, and then maybe it was $2 million. But instead, it got more complicated, more difficult. And by 1997, we were drowning. We were profitable. We were respected in our industry, but getting work done.
And you always wanted to make a quality product, I guess. That's
Right.
never changed, right?
Right. But at the time, we had equipment that was less than adequate. You know, they were open loop systems, so that you could program them to move 18 inches and tap a half 14 tap, but there was no guarantee it was actually going to move 18 inches. And the horsepower on the machines didn't always allow for that, you know, half 14 to fully tap.
Yeah.
So built into the system made it very difficult because of the quality of the equipment that we had. So at any rate, in 1997, we're starting to build this building. Steel is up, concrete's not poured, and we're really, the higher you were in the organization, the more frustrating it was because all the problems rose to the top. And of course, we had to approve everything that would happen down below. And it became more and more difficult to see how we were going to continue to add people and machines and keep a lid on this place. We wanted to be world class in a desperate way,
Right.
but we had no idea what that meant. But we knew it wasn't what we were doing. So we were in the process of buying a $50,000 software package from our accounting firm to lay over the top of our chaos as we were in major firefighting mode.
Software was going to fix it, right?
Exactly, that was the plan. So in the software
And
guys,
this is 95, 96?
Oh, no, this is 96, 97.
Okay.
So it really was
Right before.
the fact that we were going to buy that software
okay.
was what set the events in motion.
Got it.
That got us to Lean.
Okay.
Because this accounting firm also had gotten into the manufacturing consulting business and had hired a guy by the name of Doug Atkin away from Arthur Anderson.
Okay.
So the accounting guys, unbeknownst to them, had no idea what this manufacturing guy really did. They said, you gotta check him out. You know, they're cross-selling within the industry, within their company. So he comes in and you know, he's asking a series of dumb questions for which we had dumb answers, like why do you have a tooling room, and why are the programming guys upstairs in a room, and things of that nature. Why do you have 4 purchasing cubicles when you only have 1 purchasing guy? And you know, the responses were, you know, well, we need X amount of room for growth, and we don't want to have to go through that overhead development. The tooling room, we need to keep tabs on what we have, and his deal was, well, what if we had the tools out, we're at point of use. What if, as we grew, we didn't need as much purchasing? Not only not 1 person, but less than 1 person. That all seemed like pie in the sky, but you know, it was like, yeah, well, sounds good, but don't know how that's going to happen.
Okay.
And in the end, he made a pitch to the executive team at that time and essentially said, here's the deal. He said, I can help you improve your throughput. We weren't sure what that meant. We could reduce your costs, we can improve your quality, and reduce the chaos. But in order to do that, we're going to reduce all inventory, finished work in process and raw, which was counterintuitive to us. We were going to run fewer parts, which meant, in our mind, more chaos. And we weren't going to forecast anymore. It was like, holy cow. How will we know what to build? But we were so desperate to improve. We believed this guy, and we did no ROI calculations. We, as a team, we all agreed we need to try this.
Wow.
So it was a major leap of faith, and required as leaders of the company. It required us putting things that we had believed in for years, things that are taught in school, things that are time-honored in the business world. We had to lay those things on the table and accept the fact that we were wrong, that there was a better way to run a business. And that was the beginning.
So, okay, well,
We never did buy that software, by the way,
really?
because his message was, why would?
And he worked for the company it was selling the software, right?
yeah.
So the
Oh, yeah.
software sales guy probably wasn't too happy, I guess, huh?
No, but they really were oblivious to what each other really did.
Yeah.
And his point was, why don't we get a handle on the chaos, smooth out the process,
Yeah.
and then see what we need in the way of software.
Okay.